Hey TG Gang, welcome back to my channel. If you are wondering what TG Gang is, all you have to do is hit that subscribe button and you are part of the family. So in today's video, I am going to be talking about YouTube basically. A lot of you had questions in my last Q&A about YouTube, so I just decided to do that as a separate video. So I did post a questionnaire, like a question thing on Instagram, and I'm gonna open those questions and go through them. If there's a repetition, I'm not gonna go through those, but I'm just gonna try answer the most important ones about YouTube. First one says, what laptop do you use to edit? I have a MacBook Pro. It's a normal, I think it's a 15-inch. It's a 13. I don't remember, but I think it's either I think it's a 13. I'd like to think it's a 13. And then I use Adobe Premier Pro to edit currently. Before Adobe, I used to use iMovie. So iMovie is great, but it doesn't have like a lot of transitions or effects or all those other things that you want to do. But I know a lot of people that manage just using iMovie. Does your camera need those mics that you install yourself? Don't know what they're called. Yes, currently like my mic sits at the top, like literally above my head whenever I film. So if I were to move in certain directions, if I come forward, you will hear like the sound should sound a little bit different. But yes, it does. What camera and lighting do you use? So I have two cameras. The one that I'm using to film right now is my Canon 5D Mark IV. This is what I use for all my beauty content and like anything that I shoot. Not everything, but some of the things that I shoot in the house, I use that camera. And the lens is not a Canon lens. So I didn't buy, you know, it does come in like sets. You can buy a camera and a lens as a combo. So I just bought the body itself, and I bought a Sigma 50mm art lens. So yeah, that's what I use. For vlogging, I use a Canon G7X Mark II. That was like my first camera. Had that for like over 3 years and I still love that baby. Someone's like, how did you gain the courage to face the camera, film, and actually post it on YouTube? So I'd like to think this person is talking about my situation with my skin. So what was happening is that during that period, I couldn't film content, and I had people asking me where I was. And it got to a point where I thought, you know what, someone could be going through the same thing. I was going through a lot of emotions, and the best way to answer everybody, because I was getting DMs like every other day, the best way to respond to everyone was to actually post a video and show people what I was going through. I didn't expect it to have that much of an impact on people. A lot of people came back to me saying they were going through the same thing, and that has also sort of made me consider focusing on skin as a different sort of thing on my channel once I figure out what works for my skin. I haven't seen results and stuff, but like that's a video for completely another day. And I think once you have a family online, the best way is just to be honest with everybody. So I'm always honest with you guys in terms of reviews, and I just don't want to go away and be quiet and you guys don't know what's going on. So I thought I would share. Where did you buy your ring light? So my ring light, I've actually had this like before I even started a YouTube channel, I think. So I've had this since 2016. I bought it off Amazon UK, and I have family in England, so they were coming to SA to visit as they would every other year. So I was like, I'm gonna order this, have it delivered to your house. Could you guys bring it to South Africa? And they still had to pay for shipping because the actual bag was huge, and you know, the thing is, it had to be, what is it? Yeah, pretty much I paid extra for it because of the whole shipping thing. You know, I thought I was avoiding shipping, but taking it on a plane, they still charge my family. How do you know which content people are interested in at a specific time? So I think, you know, when you look at the type of content you're posting, it's always good to analyze your analytics, what are people responding to. I mean, you can sort of see when you post a video what gets like a lot of likes and what are people commenting on, and when people ask questions, I guess then that sort of leads you in the direction of where you should be going or heading in terms of your content. Could you show us behind the scenes what your setup looks like, what lighting you use? I pretty much have basic lighting. It's just my ring light that I film with, and the lights are off here. I have a curtain that blacks out the room so that the main light is just my ring light, because I had a situation where when I used to film in natural lighting, the light would fluctuate, the sun would come, go, disappear. So just to keep it all centered and just at one level, I decided to get a curtain that blacks it out. I will do a video on my filming room one day and the setup, but it's just not now. Do you think it's a good idea for people to start a YouTube channel in 2020? I still think it's a good idea. There's so many different markets that are untapped, and even if you were going into a market where there's already people in that market, there's still room for you to be different from everyone else. So, you know, I wouldn't say, oh no, don't start a YouTube channel, there's too many people. No, there is never going to be enough YouTubers in this country. There needs to be someone for everyone. There's probably an audience waiting for you and you just don't know it. So now's the time to start. So if you want to start your channel in 2020, I say go for it. What's the most affordable editing app? So I would say if you have a MacBook, you already have iMovie, which is free. So that is the most affordable if you are a Mac user. But if you have the Apple and or any other thing, I know a lot of people buy Filmora, which costs about $60, I think $60. So which should be roughly about 800 Rand. I'm not sure. You guys do the maths. So that is affordable, because if you get Adobe Premiere Pro, that is a annual payment thing. They don't have like a once-off payment. You pay annually and it's about like 2,000 Rand or whatever. A lot of people are asking about Adsense on YouTube and how that works, so I'm just going to give a general explanation. Adsense is you earn for people watching a video, like ads on your videos. Someone also asked how much do you earn per view on a thingy, like that you can only see through your analytics. It won't even tell you like to say each ad costs this much. No, you don't see that. It will give you a general at the end of the month to say on this video you've made this much of ads playing, because you don't actually even know what ads play on your video. I don't even know how to explain AdSense, but I just know I get paid every month. But the best way to explain AdSense is that when you put videos, when you tag your videos, it also helps with the type of ads that play on your videos. So if you tag it well, if you tag your videos well, then you will get like good ads. If you don't tag your videos well, they'll probably just like put whatever ads they wanna put on your videos, and that might also like affect how much AdSense you're earning when you could possibly be earning a little more. So learning how to tag your videos is so important. And before you guys ask me about that, there are so many videos on YouTube about tagging, so you can just Google it, how to tag videos, and there's so many different tutorials. Is 29 too late to start? Whatever age you are, it's never too late to start, because you must remember that an audience or people that are buying things are all at different age groups. So there's a different audience for every single individual. I probably can't draw like 13-year-olds or whatever, but there is someone that draws them. So there is someone that is going to be drawn to your content as a 29-year-old. So don't look at people and think, oh, most of the YouTubers are currently in their early 20s, then I'm not a great fit. At first I used to think that because I'm in my late 20s, but you know what, after I completely forgot about that and I started focusing on my content, that's when I started doing well, and I was more like in the same line as everyone else. How did you get your camera settings right? I think camera settings is just important to like just play around with it, or if you know anyone that's like a photographer, you can ask them to sort of help you set it up. If you also like just Google on YouTube, like just search on YouTube camera settings for maybe wedding photography, camera settings for video, like there are different people that will show you their different settings, and you can sort of like pick and choose what looks great for your camera. The tricky thing is if you're watching settings for a Canon 5D, it might not work so great on your 70D because certain things about that camera are different. But I feel like there is a lot of stuff you can find on YouTube, guys, if you literally just search. And everything I've learned about YouTube, I've learned through searching. And it's like YouTube is almost like Google. Whatever you're looking for, you just literally just type up, and the possibility of a video relating to what you're looking for popping up is very high. How does one stay unique and stand out as a YouTuber? I think that question, to answer your question, you need to create content that speaks to who you are, that speaks to your personality. People need to see you. If you go on YouTube and you try be fake, I feel like eventually it catches up to you and you can't keep up to that. And people love seeing people for who they are. So I think it's just great to go on YouTube and just be yourself, because that's what people are drawn to. Where can one get nice non-copyright music? So YouTube does often like there's so many channels. Like if you just Google, like not Google, if you just search on YouTube non-copyright music, you should see a lot of songs that pop up that a lot of different YouTubers use. If I can find, I'll link a channel that you guys can look up, and you should find songs on there. What do you love most about being a YouTuber? I think one of the things that I like is the freedom to create the content that I want to see. Also, what I love is just seeing people's comments and knowing that I've helped someone, because sometimes, you know, I post something and I'm thinking, oh, the general public just knows what this is, and it's shocking when so many people don't know about it and they discover it through you. So I just love helping people, and what I enjoy is working for myself and sort of deciding what sort of content goes online. What app should I get to follow my stats? Just started a channel. On your channel you should be able to see your analytics. There's a button somewhere, it should be somewhere on the side. It will say your analytics, and that's where you can go and view everything. So literally, if you're a creator and you have your channel, everything is always made available for you there. Hi, Thandi, started my channel using my iPhone. How do you deal with haters? So whenever people post hate comments, I just don't want to see that, because that just makes me I'd say it puts me down. So the best thing is that I delete. Like if there's certain content, like if there's certain negative stuff that I really just don't feel like I need in my personal space, I literally just delete it and move on with my day. Because there are literally some people who don't have lives that just sit online waiting for someone to pick on. So I've just realized that nothing's wrong with me, there's definitely something wrong with them. What size ring light do you use to film your videos? Mine is a size 18. I don't know, it's just 18, I think, ring light, yeah. Tips on how to vlog in public without caring about the stares. So people will generally stare. The thing what I have in my head is that I'm never going to see these people again. So whether they go home and say I saw a crazy girl holding a camera in front of her face, it doesn't bother me. My family is not even bothered when I vlog in public. Like they don't look at me like I'm crazy. So if my own family thinks it's okay, I literally just go on about my day, about my business, because at the end of the day, this pays my bills. So it's like at work, what pays your bills you focus on. So if you love it, you just won't care what anyone else has to say. Can I use an iPhone 6 to take videos for YouTube until I can afford a camera? You definitely can. It's just, you definitely have to film at the highest quality rate on your phone, which might take up a lot of space depending on what space you have on your phone. I would suggest also investing in a ring light to sharpen your content. So I started off on an iPhone 6s. And I filmed about 3-4 videos on that, and I just didn't have enough space on there to carry on using it, and that's when I decided to invest in a camera. What lens is great for shooting beauty videos? I literally like just researched what other people were using, and this was the cheapest option compared to what all the other beauty vloggers whose content I enjoyed. This was the cheapest option, so I got a Sigma. It's a great lens. It makes everything sharp. Obviously it also gives the blurred background if you want that. But what I would highly recommend is that you walk up to a camera shop and ask them for advice. They're always very helpful whenever I'm looking for new gear and I want to know how it works, or actually just test it out and see. I literally go to Camera Land in Sandton, so you guys can go there and check it out. They will advise you based on your camera what sort of lens you can get. How did you grow your subscribers? I think I grew my subscribers by just being myself and sharing different types of content that relates to different types of people. So obviously there are people that come onto my channel for beauty, there are people that come onto my channel for my vlogs, and there's some people that come onto my channel for fashion tips. So it's just relating to us, an individual. Recently I've had a lot of people come onto my channel because they're relating to my skin problems. So people will follow you because they can relate to what you're going through in life. So don't ever see the things that you're going through as being like a challenge or something that you shouldn't share. Share it because there's a lot of people that are going through the same thing and they definitely want to see what's going on. Yeah. A lot of people are asking what camera I would recommend for a starter. Guys, I'm not that great with cameras. When it comes to cameras, all I do is that I research. So before buying this camera, I watched a lot of reviews, because there's some people who show you what the footage will look like when you shoot. So you definitely want to look at that, see, okay, is this camera sharp enough for me? There's certain things like people will tell you that the footage of this camera needs to be color graded. So if you're a person who's not good with color grading after, you wouldn't buy, not my camera, but like when I was looking at buying Sony with beauty content, I would have to do a lot of color grading after, and I'm just not trying to put in all that work for a video. So that's why I invested in Canon, because it's much more true to color. So like you just need to write down the specific things you want from a camera and watch reviews on those specific cameras that you've been looking at, and then pick the one that suits your budget, pick the one that you like the most. A lot of people are interested in knowing the income aspect of YouTube. So it's basically, if you're posting your videos and you have ads in your videos, you will earn AdSense. But at the end of the day, guys, even though there are a lot of people who do this full-time, they do have other means of income. So a lot of the collaborations that you see people doing on their channels, those kind of help, because it's not just the AdSense you're getting, you're definitely getting a paycheck from the brand that you've collaborated with. So that's another thing that you need to know if you ever consider doing this full-time, is that you need to be securing a lot of brand deals outside of YouTube in order to actually make a living out of it. How do you approach other YouTubers for collabs? So when it comes to collabs, I've spoken about this quite a lot. A collab is more than just two people sitting in front of a camera and filming a video and then it goes online. A collab involves you inviting someone into your home. A collab requires both of you to be free at a certain time. So also, a collab needs to be beneficial for both parties, not for one person. So sometimes it's like, a lot of people be like, oh, I wanna collab with this person, but what is that person gaining from you if they collab with you also? And is that something your audience would like to see? That's the question. is that something that person's audience would like to see? So collabing just requires you, also an important thing is to understand whether you and that person would get along. For me, when I've done collabs, I've actually gotten to know the people like I'm collabing with beforehand. So luckily for some of us like beauty influencers, we do see each other quite often at these events. You start to talk, you start to understand who you feel comfortable around and who you could invite into your home and actually sit down and film a video with. Because guys, the reality is we do live in a society where anything can happen. So you don't want to just see someone, even if they're amazing, you just don't want to invite anyone into your home. You need to know you can trust them. You need to know that these people are going to come into your home, look around, and there's a possibility of them sharing anything happening in your home with the world. Do you trust that person? So it's like collabs are never an easy thing. The thing is, you don't want to sit with someone you've never met and like it's like we're sitting and like, oh, do you say hello first or do I say hello? What's going on? Collabs do take a lot of work, and you guys see a video go up and you think, oh wow, these people just filmed this yesterday. Most times a collab is a work in progress. People have been discussing this collab for months, having coffees beforehand to see if they gel, to see if they could actually work together, like work well on camera. I hope that answers your question. How long did it take you to earn on YouTube? So the first time I started YouTube, guys, I had been posting content for over a year, more than a year. It was a very long time, and I hadn't even earned my first paycheck because obviously there's a threshold and YouTube pays you out once you've passed the $100 mark. And for the longest time, I hadn't passed that $100 mark because at that stage, the Adsense in South Africa was still very low. So it took me a very long time, and luckily now, and then for a while it was like I was getting paid every 3-4 months, waiting for it to reach another $100. And then now luckily it is like a case where I do get paid every month. So the last question that I'll be answering today is, do you have a manager? Is it wise to do so if one has been approached? So I do not have a manager. I used to be with a company, but I left because I realized that I could do a lot of the things that was happening in the company myself. So what you need to understand is that if you are being approached by someone, you need to understand what is it that they're offering you. Is it stuff that you cannot do yourself? Is it beneficial, and what is the exchange for this? Are they taking a certain amount from the gigs you get? And if they are taking a certain amount, is it worth it? So I think getting a manager is all. I can't tell you whether you should get a manager or not, but what I can say is that if you are someone who knows your workload is too much, you wouldn't be able to handle a lot of the things, and you need someone to talk on your behalf, then yes, that's perfectly fine. Whereas in my case, I know I can pretty much do a lot of the things myself, and that is why I do not have a manager at the moment. I don't think I've reached the stage where I'm a person who has to have like 20 meetings in a day that I would need a manager to take care of other things. So it's totally dependent on you. And guys, this comes to the end of the video, and I am doing a giveaway. So thank you so much for 30k. We're literally past that now. I think we're on 32. So to say thank you, I know in my last video I gave away 2 boxes of makeup. This time I'm going to be giving away 3 boxes because it's like 30. So for every 10k I'm giving 1. So if you want to enter this giveaway, all you have to do is, it's so easy. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, hashtag TG gang, and that's it. That's my giveaway for 30k. I am gonna show you what I'm giving away right now. So I have 3 different boxes and they're all filled up with different things, so I really can't say if what's in every single box, but yeah, this is me showing you. This is the first box. It is mixed skincare, hair stuff, makeup. So that's the first one. This is the second one over here. This box specifically does have lashes in here. So I'm just gonna like have 3 winners and decide which winner gets which box, and it's that simple. So I have 3 boxes, and this is the last box. This has like a lot of skincare, hair stuff, and a bit of goodies on makeup. So yes guys, thanks for tuning in. If I didn't get to your question, I probably will film another video soon and I will get to that question. I'll obviously post another poll when I do this again. So thanks for watching. Much love.